Small walk around of the 87 Mazda RX-7 Turbo 2. As you can see here, the front bumper's just been taken off. It's not like crashed or anything. I just been taking it off. It's easier to work on the car. Last registration date I found out was back in 1996. It's got some missing parts, like the fender side markers, which I do already have. I picked up off of another one. This body molding right here, I also do have it. It's just bent, so I'm gonna go ahead and heat it and just kind of clamp it down with 2x4s to straighten it out in the meantime. As you can see here, the windshield is pretty rusted, but it looks like it's all just surface rust. Hasn't really changed much from the day that we brought it home back in January 2015. And so it actually has the sunroof in pretty decent shape. I've always been a big fan of the lines on the FCs. Pretty cool story to get this one. We actually got it from a guy in Japan who had moved over here after messing with Mazda cars. He was like he was a sort of engineer, car tuner, and so he came to Japan and he decided to get himself this car, and he bought it off the original owner. And he had it all the way up until 1996, which is when it was parked. He doesn't really remember why it parked, but he said he just stopped driving it. He got older and he just stopped driving it. But the car had been, kept in pretty decent condition. The plastic, as you'll see here, is probably some of the worst parts of the car. And obviously the engine, because I can't see inside it, so I'm not, I don't really know what to expect there. But when we got this project, I fully assumed it was like a blown seal. It would need a full rebuild. So really anything the car gives before requiring that rebuild is just icing on the cake. See this bubbling there? It's like really ugly what's been happening to the clear coat. It's literally just bubbling away in this Cali sun there. There's a close-up of the rubber seals on the sunroof there. Not too bad. Honestly, the windshield looks a lot worse, just completely falling apart. But otherwise, we were pretty pleased with the overall condition of the car, especially we haven't really worked on it in about 7 years. It was pretty cool. There's a dent here, as the car had been broken into, and the previous owner, his name was Kazu. Kazu said that they had gone in through the passenger door, so you see the dent right there. And the window was actually broken in the door panel, so every time you would open the door or move the car, little bits of glass would fall out. Complete nightmare. Had to go ahead and just take off the door panel, and it took a good while to make sure that every bit of glass was picked up. The fender's this passenger fender's probably the worst body part on there, with the exception of the door dent, just because of how bad shape the paint is in, the dents, and some rust. But it looks like just surface rust, so it looks like I might be able to salvage this fender. The car's gonna go through a whole repaint, so I'll probably just keep it like this and this neglected tornado silver, and go from there.